Hey you guys, it's Catherine here, and in this video I'm going to share with you some tips on what to look for and avoid when you're shopping for healthy granola. And then I'm also going to share with you 5 best-in-class granolas that I found at local grocery stores, and I'm going to review each one of them and what I like about each one of these granolas. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, my name's Catherine, founder of Foods That Heal You and Foods That Heal You CBD. I'll have links below this video to my website. If you're looking for CBD oil videos, I've moved over to Rumble because YouTube put me in YouTube jail for teaching about CBD oil. Anyway, I don't want to get canceled by YouTube, so you're going to find me on Rumble as well. And you can always sign up for my newsletter as well on my websites. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in here. So, what to look for when you're shopping for granola. Here's just a few tips up front that you want to look for first. The first thing is, do you want grains or grain-free granola? So do you want the standard oats, quinoa, that's a typical granola, or do you want low carb, which is grain-free? So that's the first decision. It may not matter to you. To me, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at the other factors, but that's something that sometimes is a deciding factor for people. Now, you're not always gonna find the perfect granola. Most granolas, I think only one of these that I have here meets every single criteria for a healthy granola. So you really just have to find which one meets most of those criteria, okay? So let's start with whether you want grain or grain-free. Then the next thing that I always look for is the amount of sugar. Keep in mind, 4 grams of sugar is a teaspoon of sugar. So it's a lot of sugar, just 4 grams is a lot of sugar. So I try to stay with 4 grams or less. You may go over by 1 gram or 2 grams, but really when you get over 4 grams, it's really a lot of sugar. And they have to add sweetener to granola, otherwise it's just gonna taste like dirt, right? So we're gonna just look for the best options here. The next thing I look at is the serving size. Now most serving size, like on these, are about 1/3 of a cup, but some are 1/4 of a cup, which means you're really getting more sugar than you realize because nobody eats 1/4 a cup of sugar. And if you do, good for you. But I know for me and my family, we pour it into the bowl and I'm pretty sure it's more than 1/4 of a cup. So that's another thing to keep an eye on, that it's per serving. You also want to look at the oils. A lot of granola has added oils. I'm not sure why they add oils because it's really not necessary. But if they're adding oils, you want to look for coconut oil or avocado oil. You want to avoid sunflower, safflower, canola. So the oil can really make or break the granola as well. So the first most important thing I look at is sugar, then I look at the oils. Those are 2 biggies for me. Organic, if you can find organic, that's really gonna be best, obviously. But that's gonna be tricky too. Like I said, you wanna meet as many criteria as you can in this, but you're not always gonna be able to find the low sugar, the good oils, and the organic. But I'm gonna show you the best in class here of what I found that meets most of those criteria, okay? Then the last thing is gonna be flavors. It's best to avoid the word natural flavors because it's really artificial flavors. It can be really tough to avoid that in a lot of foods. That's why I have it last on my list here, just because it's almost impossible to avoid. But guess what? 4 out of these 5 have no natural flavors. They have real herbs like cinnamon for the flavoring, which is really awesome. So, and I just did a lot of shopping to find these and find healthy granolas that actually taste good, okay? So let's go ahead and get started here with the 5 different ones that I found and what I like about each one of these. So the first one is gonna be, the first 2 here that I found at Costco. So if you have Costco membership, these are great deals. They do have some granolas that are not Catherine approved. These 2 are Catherine approved. The first one is Keto. Now, just real quick, don't trust the front of the bag. In this case, you can. But keto doesn't mean healthy, okay? It just typically means high fat, low sugar, low carbs. It doesn't always mean healthy. They can add artificial sweeteners, they can add bad oils, you name it. So you gotta turn it around and look what's on the back. So let's talk about what I was talking about, the criteria. This one's grain-free. So if you're looking for grain-free, this is a great one. The second thing is the sugar. So this has 2 grams. I don't think this is I think it's probably gonna be blurry, but I'll have links below the video. But 2 grams of sugar and 4 grams of sugar alcohol. Now, some sugar alcohol is not so good, like xylitol. Trying to think of the sugar alcohols that I don't really approve of, but erythritol is acceptable, and that's the one that's in here. The other thing is the oil. So we got the sugar, it's below 4 grams, we're good there. The oils, this does not have a single added oil, which is awesome. We don't really need oils, right? There's plenty of natural oils and fats in nuts and seeds. Is this organic? I don't see that it is organic, but again, it's low sugar, doesn't have any added oils. It doesn't even have any added flavorings. So we've got 3 out of 4 criteria met here, which are all very important. I'm gonna read the ingredients. We've got sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, coconut chips, almonds, pecans, erythritol, monk fruit extract. That again is a great sweetener. Monk fruit is very natural, good sweetener. And it doesn't raise insulin. Butter, blueberries, cinnamon, and salt. Cinnamon. So they didn't say natural flavors. They said cinnamon, which is really good. So this is really top in class, best in class granola that's grain free. That's number 1. Number 2. All right. So this one's another grain free with pecans, pumpkin seeds, nuts. So, and it says right on the back, organic, non-GMO. So there's your organic. So that's terrific. That already puts this, in a good starting place, okay? Now, what are we gonna look for? We're gonna look at the sugar. We're gonna turn it over. Even though it says keto, we just wanna make sure what's really in this. We don't want any Splenda, sucralose. We don't want those really toxic sweeteners in there. So we got 3 grams of added sugar. That's really good, you guys. 3 grams. That's less than a teaspoon. We've got 1 gram sugar alcohol. So let's see, what is that sugar alcohol? That sugar alcohol is erythritol. So we're good there. Are there any added oils? There are not. There are no added oils. There's coconut butter. That's coconut though, so we're good. So we've got coconut, pumpkin seeds, pecans, almonds, cane sugar. So there is sugar in there, but we already know that. Sea salt, natural flavor. So the only downside to this one is that it has natural flavor. It doesn't say cinnamon or vanilla extract. It says natural flavor. But honestly, it's organic, low in sugar, doesn't have any junky oils in it. So again, you have to pick your battles. This is a really excellent choice for granola, so I'm keeping this in my best in class list. Okay, this one is probably, I think it meets every single criteria. Purely Elizabeth brand is every one of her varieties or flavors are Catherine approved. I mean, they're all really good, and that's not the case with every brand. I'm going to show you later. There's a brand that has one flavor is excellent and the other flavors are not. So, okay, so let's go ahead and start here again. This is grain free. You've got 4 grams of added sugar here, and that's our teaspoon, so that's good. We're going to flip it over. Yes, indeed, 4 grams of added sugar. Then we're going to look at the oils. Does it have any added canola oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil? Those are inflammatory oils. They will cause inflammation. They're not healthy. So we've got pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, coconut sugar. So right there is a better sugar too, and these are all organic. Coconut sugar is a better sugar than cane sugar. Almonds, coconut flakes, almond butter, medium charges, MCT oils, chia seeds, organic cinnamon. Look at that. Not natural flavors, but organic cinnamon and vanilla extract. Really great stuff, you guys. This is really awesome. I would recommend any variety of this. The only one that's a little bit higher in sugar, and I have that right here, is chocolate peanut butter. She's got here 6 grams of sugar per serving. Maybe this will just be for the weekends when you're having a treat, okay? But other than that, it's really, really excellent. So this is probably, out of all of these, this one and the first keto one, those are my top 2 picks. The next grain-free is called Wholeme. And I wanted to share this one because A, it meets a lot of the criteria that we're looking for, but also you can find it at Walmart and Kroger. Now, Purely Elizabeth I found at Kroger, and didn't find it at Walmart, but I found it at Whole Foods. But those of you who are shopping Walmart and Kroger and don't have a Whole Foods, this is a great option as well. So we're gonna start again at the top of our list. We know it's our grain-free product. Let's look at the sugar, 4 grams added sugar. So that's our teaspoon, and the serving is 1/3 of a cup. Oils, we're gonna look for oils in here, and the only oil is coconut oil. That's a great oil. I think there might be avocado oil in here as well. And their sweetener is maple syrup. Again, that's a really good sweetener. They use cinnamon and vanilla extract. Again, you guys, great, no natural flavors. I think the only criteria this does not meet is organic. But again, you gotta pick your battles, because I'd rather have, you know, most of the criteria met and have something that's overall very healthy. Okay, the last one I have here, now this is not grain-free. So if you're looking for something that's not grain-free, I like Love Grown. Again, it's not perfect because I don't believe it's organic. It's gluten-free, but it's not organic. So that's something that is not great, but it meets all of the other criteria. Like I said, granola, it's gonna be hard to find a perfect granola anyway. That's why I'm so impressed with Purely Elizabeth. This is 3 grams of sugar, and they use coconut oil. So there you go, already we've knocked those two, checked those two off of our list. 3 grams of sugar, that's under our teaspoon. We've got no added oil. No, I'm sorry, there's coconut oil added. So coconut oil is good. I'm gonna have links to these below the video because I know that you probably cannot see this. It's probably blurry. And then, is it organic? No, that's the downside. Does it have natural flavors? No, it doesn't. It has real sea salt. It has real flavors in there. So this is a really great non-grain option. Or I mean, sorry, grain option. I'm saying grain-free. Grain option if you're looking for something that's actually got grains in it. Okay, so those are my 5 top picks. And this Love Grown I found at Kroger initially, but then they ran out. So I had to find it on Amazon. Now, quick note, just to remind you, what I mentioned earlier is just because you find a brand, it doesn't mean every flavor in that brand is healthy. Love Grown is a perfect example. They have a lot of different varieties, and this is the only one that actually meets any of the criteria. The other ones have bad oils in them, like sunflower, safflower oil, canola oil. The other ones are higher in sugar, a lot higher in sugar. So I would really be careful that you're reading the back label. And if you have to watch this video again, you can do that to hopefully it helps you shop when you're looking for granola, because these aren't the only 5 out there. These are just the 5 that I found to be really good. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. Again, I have links below to my website. You can always email me at Catherine@foodsthathealyou.com if you have questions. You can make comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video.